Hello and welcome to another video. My name is Boxiest, and today we're going to continue the What If series. What if events had gone differently? And in this What If, we're going to change the history of Cobra Kai. What if Cobra Kai competed in the Sekai Taikai in 1984? Part 3. If you haven't seen the previous parts, I would recommend you go watch them before continuing this one. So in this timeline, Mike Barnes would be the new Cobra Kai captain, and Kreese wouldn't like that Terry Silver went behind his back. Johnny and Mike's rivalry would continue to grow, the Sekai Taikai would continue, and the team matches would begin. Cobra Kai would face Viper Storm, and Mike would start the match. Mike would face his opponent, and he wouldn't tag anyone in, so Cobra Kai would beat Viper Storm 3-1. Those events would continue. Johnny would confront Mike about not tagging anyone in, but Mike would say that he was a better fighter and that he doesn't need them. The next match would begin. Cobra Kai would face Furia de Pantera, and Mike would be about to start, but this is when Johnny would push Mike to the side, and he would be the one to fight. Mike would get mad, and he would want Johnny to tag him in, but Johnny would be mad at Mike, and he would continue the fight, and he would fight Furia de Pantera's captain. The fight would continue, and he would land the first point, so Johnny would tag in Bobby. Bobby would continue fighting, and he would get the second point, so Bobby would tag in Tommy, and Tommy would get the final point, so Cobra Kai would beat Furia de Pantera. And after the fight, Mike would confront Johnny, but Johnny would say that they were a team, and that they were just as good as him. But Mike would laugh at Johnny, and he would say that his karate was a joke, and that's why Silver made him captain. So Johnny and Mike would continue to argue. Bobby would stand with Johnny, and he would tell Mike that Johnny was a better leader, and that to him Johnny was still his captain. Bobby, Tommy, and Jimmy would stand with Johnny, but Dutch would side with Mike, and there would be tension between Cobra Kai's team. The final match would continue. Cobra Kai would face Tiger Strike, and Ivanov would make fun of the fact that Johnny was no longer captain. So Johnny and Ivanov would face off. Ivanov would want revenge on Johnny, and they would continue to fight. And much like in season 6, Johnny, Bobby, Tommy, Jimmy would team up against Ivanov, and they would tag in Dutch. Dutch would manage to land the second point, and he would tag in Mike, so Mike would finish the fight, and Cobra Kai would advance to the Tournament of Champions. Mike would fight Furia de Pantera's captain in the semifinals. Mike would be fighting aggressively, and he would use offense, and in this timeline, he would finish the fight with a knockout, so Mike would advance to the finals. And in the finals, Mike would face Gunther. Gunther and Mike would fight. Gunther and Mike would both be using offense, but Mike would get more aggressive, and he would eventually defeat Gunther. So Mike would be the world champion, and Cobra Kai would win the 1984 Sekai Taikai. Those events would continue. Cobra Kai would be the biggest dojo in the world, and it would continue to expand. And aside from being world champion, Mike Barnes would take over 50% of Cobra Kai's ownership. Johnny wouldn't like that Mike was now an owner of Cobra Kai, so Johnny would decide to leave, and so would Bobby, Tommy, and Jimmy. But in this timeline, Johnny would get an offer from Icon Branding, and he would continue his career in karate. And that is where I'm going to end this What If. Thank you guys for watching. What do you guys think would have happened if Cobra Kai competed in the Sekai Taikai during 1984? Let me know in the comments below. YouTube lets me know that the majority of you are not subscribed, so if you guys could subscribe, that would be much appreciated. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like this video, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. And I'll see you guys next time.